Good morning, students. Let's continue the chapter number 6, the 100 Dresses, Part 2. On the last day of the Christmas occasion, last day of the school before the Christmas occasion, the Miss Mason read out the letter sent by the Wanda Petronsky to the students. Mary and Peggy took the drawing made by Wanda Petronsky and were going home. All the houses and wreath and holly in windows, and since it was Christmas time, every houses were decorated with flowers and windows. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked, and every shop and grocery store there were many Christmas trees being kept for selling, and in the window, candy peppermint sticks and cornucopias of shiny transparent paper were strung. And on the windows of the houses, candy peppermint sticks were being stuck. The air smelled like Christmas, and lights shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. Since it was Christmas time, the lights of decoration from everywhere shining brightly, and the different colors were reflecting on the snow. Boys, said Peggy, and Peggy says to the boys, this shows she really likes us. And Peggy says the other girls and boys that Wanda Petronsky really liked us. It shows she got our letter, and this is her way of saying that everything all right. And it was her way of telling that she liked us and everything was all right with her. And that is that. And that is what is that. I hope so, said Mary sadly. And Mary says sadly, I hope. She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little tight-lipped Polish girl again and couldn't ever really make things right between them. And Mary was quite upset because after going the Wanda Petronsky from the school, she could not meet her and compromise her mistake which she had done with her. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in the pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. And after taking the drawing made by Wanda Petronsky in the drawing competition, she took the drawing and hung it on a torn place in her bedroom. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors, and her room was quite shabby, and because of that drawing, the room became little bright. The the room came in brightness. Mary sat down on her bed and looked at the drawing, and Mary sits on her bed and stares at the drawing. She had stood by and said nothing, but Only she could stare at the drawing and couldn't utter a single word from her mouth. But Wanda had been nice to her anyway. But she thinks that Wanda is being nice to her. Tears blurred her ears and she gazed for a long time at the picture. From her eyes, the tears were being coming out, and she was staring at the picture for a long time. Then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. And after wiping her tears from her eyes, she studied that drawing intensely and carefully, and she could see there something. The colors in the dress were so vivid that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing, and the colors of that drawing were very clear that she could see her face and head on that drawing, but it looked like her, and that face and head was just looking like herself only. Maybe it really looked like her own mouth, and it was looking like the maid's face and head and her mouth. Why it really looked like her own face, own self, and she questions herself why this drawing of this face and head look like Mary. Wanda had really drawn this for her, and she says that Wanda has really drawn it for me. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy's, and with great excitement, she goes to Peggy's room. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. And after going to Peggy's room, she asked her to see her picture which she had taken. What is the matter? Asked Peggy. Then Peggy asked eagerly to maybe that what is that matter? As they clattered up to her room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. And as soon as Maddie entered Peggy's room where she had kept the drawing upside down, Maddie carefully raised it and Maddie carefully took it in her hand and showed to Peggy, and she says, look, she drew you. Then she says, look, Peggy, she has drawn you on this picture. That is you, and that is you, she exclaimed. And the head and face of this picture did look like Peggy. And the drawing of this picture, which appears the face and head, is just similar to your face and head. What did I say? Said Peggy. Then Peggy says, what did I say? I said, I have already said that she must have really liked us anywhere. But anyway, anyhow, she must have liked us. Yes, she must have agreed Maddie, and Maddie also agreed with Peggy that she must liked her. And she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard. And Maddie blinked her eyes and wipes her tears from her eyes and thought of the Wanda, that Wanda was always standing in the sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking at the other girls laughing, and walks away. After she had said, surely 100 of them all lined up. And Maddie says, surely, after all, the dresses of Wanda Petronsky were nice and were lined in a beautiful way. So, students, the chapter comes to end here. So, after listening to this video, you once again read the chapter so that you may understand it more clear and better. Thank you.